Madam Speaker, my question is
Order, please.
Madam Speaker, my question is to the Premier in standing in for the Minister for Health, who it's very surprising that she's not here in Parliament today. It's just an unfortunate coincidence that today, with the front page headlines in the newspaper, but my question stands just as well to the Premier, because he is in charge. The Premier is in charge. He is responsible. It's on his head. The question is, news from yesterday's coronial inquest into a suffering man's death by suicide at the Royal Hobart Hospital is shocking. Even people normalised to hearing stories of the harsh conditions in the emergency department would have been horrified at the evidence of your government's mismanagement. The coroner did hear 1,800 patients waited more than 24 hours in the ED last year before being given a ward bed, compared to just 2 people in all of 4 of Melbourne's largest hospitals. The chief psychiatrist reported working environment at the hospital is so poor that psychiatric nurses won't even apply for vacant positions. After 5.5 years under your helm, you can no longer pretend the Royal Hobart Hospital emergency department is all okay and things will be fixed when the new hospital opens. Premier, what are you going to do to fix this catastrophic failure of responsibility to care for sick Tasmanians?
Thank you. The Honourable the Premier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the member for the question and the cheap shot to open it. Now, firstly, the Minister has not scheduled this meeting. It is scheduled, of course, by the National Health Ministers' Council, which is, of course, the peak national forum in which to discuss important health priorities for each state and territory and also for the Commonwealth. So to suggest that the Minister is doing anything other than working on our health system at this important forum is ridiculous, and it shows the lack of depth.
I just said it's an unfortunate coincidence.
What the opposition offers. So
for
those who write about what we do and those who have an interest in commentating on what we do, perhaps they might reflect on the lack of substance that comes from opposition parties when that's the best they can offer. No policies, no alternative budget in the Labor Party's case, but all it is just cheap, lazy commentary.
We have delivered.
Yes, I accept that.
We have an alternative budget.
Dr Woodruff, that's a bit disorderly and it's unparliamentary and they are being used as props, but we do accept you have an alternative budget. Thank you. Please resume, Premier, and I urge the House to behave itself. We've got some standards to set today.
Yeah, and it's the lack of substance and the hypocrisy from members opposite. They would be critical of the Minister attending a national forum of this type. Because they so often say to us, oh, we've got to go and demand more from the Commonwealth. We've got to go and fight for our state. When we do it, they complain about it, Madam Speaker. That is not helping improve our health system one little bit.
So, Madam, point of order, I mean, by inference, we have no problems with ministers going to these meetings. We support them, of course. We've allowed the pair. But just a point of clarification, in your answer you talked to the opposition parties. The point was made by the Greens, and in interjections across the House, we made it very clear that we do support attendance at these meetings.
Okay, so I'm taking that as a point of clarification. Thank you very much, and I think the point was made, so please proceed, Premier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
What are you going to do to fix the catastrophic failure? That's the question.
Dr Woodruff, I urge restraint.
Than you and your party ever did when in government, because all that I have outlined is additional to the health system that we inherited from a Labor Green government. That's what we are doing. Our budget applies greater priority to health budgeting, to the health budget than yours did. We are applying more resources. We are employing more staff. We are working with health professionals, true health professionals, to improve throughput in our hospitals, to increase access, to work in innovative ways, to change the system that we inherited, and to improve health system service delivery. Now, Madam Speaker, for anyone who thinks that we are not treating our health system and the challenges confronting it seriously need only look at what we are doing. This is another example of the Greens being willfully ignorant so that they can deny what we are actually doing to improve our health system. Is it enough? Is there more to do? Of course. We have always accepted that. Health is
listening
a
to the
priority
staff.
under our government, Madam Speaker, and it will continue to do so. I just ask for those who do comment on on what's happening in the political arena to at least acknowledge that it is us that are doing
The
these
chief
things that didn't happen
psychiatrist,
under a
Dr.
previous
Emma
government,
Huckabee, at
and
the
there is
coroner's
no
inquest.
alternative being
They're the ones
offered by
speaking.
members opposite.